It's the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wild Card Weekend. It's the Falcons and the Lions on Monday night.
This Lion fan base have been craving home playoff football since this building opened in 2002, and they've got it today at Ford Field in Detroit. Tonight, it's the Monday conclusion to what's been an amazing Super Wild Card weekend, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Detroit Lions. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
What a weekend it's been already. One more to get through on this Monday night, and we are underway here in the wild card round. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they'll be led out by a much-discussed third-rounder in last year's draft, the second-year pro out of Cincinnati, Desmond Ridder.
And as we continually grade players, especially quarterbacks, how about this young man? Second year in the NFL, guided his team into the playoffs, and now he wants to show the world that they should buy in on him because he wants to evolve from that young quarterback to that true team leader that takes his team deep in the playoffs.
That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
First down. Here's Ridder. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. A first carry for Tyler Algier. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
Well, when you're a road team in the playoffs, when you're a wild card, what's the one thing you need to be able to do to stay in football games? Run the football. And that's an excellent job right there of identifying where to go and picking up good yardage.
Holding offense.
He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hole.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Ridder now looking to throw it this time. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. That sack courtesy of Jack Campbell.
Now that's a heck of a moment for your first sack of the game because if this long drive ends without a touchdown because of that sack, we're going to look back and say that might be one of the biggest plays of this contest.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Got a man, it's Patterson, complete. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's fourth down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on third and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So here are the Lions now as they get set for their opening drive. They're brought out by a former #1 overall pick coming off one of his best seasons ever in year 7 of his career, now in year 8, Jared Goff.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing, and now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose, or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Goff. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Third down and 6. Goff now looking to throw. To the sideline and incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
On fourth down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. Cordero Patterson deep for Atlanta. That's pulled in at the 32. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So out come the Falcons now. One semi-factor, if you want to call it that was brought up in the papers this morning here, Charles. You got a dome team on the road in a cold weather environment, first round of the playoffs in January. Do you think that's a big deal?
Ordinarily, I say no. But in this situation, because you're used to that perfectly controlled environment, some coaches will want their teams exposed to it. And if you're coming from a warm weather place and, even getting outside of your dome doesn't really help you, a lot of times they'll go on the road a little bit earlier. Go to a cold weather place, go to a place where there's a little bit of weather and practice there that week before the game to try and simulate the conditions they expect come game day.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Ritter back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. But defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, but instead a handoff up the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. Here's Goff. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch there.
And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards.
And this is what you want to do in the first half of the playoff game. Get the running game established. Gives a big part of their run to a division title. So they're going to rely on him to carry a heavy load here in the playoffs. He rips off a nice run there.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. Oh, he sheds himself free. They'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Out of the gun. Gone. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down. They gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, You want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw it here. Ritter. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 38-yard line.
Ritter off the play fake. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Ritter throwing on 3rd down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Lions will take over. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. On 2nd down, it's Knight. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Off play action. Here's Goff. Complete to Wright. And he goes out right around the 39. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
This out quickly to Williams. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. To throw is Goff. He's got Wright on the short throw. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again is Goff. He's got Wright on the short throw. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now Goff on first down. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Kentavious Street. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's Knight on the handoff. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory.
But if you're going to have a relay race, you're probably going to pick your backs and receivers to run it, but don't underestimate the conditioning of the offensive line. They're out there just dictating things, staying on the field, and keeping it.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. Fielded just inside the 20. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it will be Falcon football. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Ritter. He short arms that one just a bit. It's low and incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
Ritter will set up to throw it. And he'll find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A read option. Here's Algier. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. Touchdown, Falcons. Tyler Algier, 44 yards. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it was Tyler Algier capping things off with a touchdown. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. And Detroit getting set to go now. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
To throw on 2nd down is gone. And he whips that one incomplete there.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. That is caught. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, 3rd and 10, you look over, and you've got the punt team getting loose on the sideline. So that puts added importance on this play. You certainly don't want to see them on the field. And after a couple of incompletions, 3rd time's the charm as they get the hook up here and pick up the 1st down.
Finding Williams once more, complete. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down. Goff throwing again. That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 44-yard line. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
In motion, the tight end. A run with Knight. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Goff. He's got right on the short throw. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On the carry, here's Knight. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Goff wants to throw on 3rd and 1. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And in for the Lions touchdown. Brock Wright from 21 yards away. And the Lions have regained the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
34-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Ritter now. This one complete to Scott Miller. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. On first down, Ritter. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
Ritter's throw pulled in by Jefferson. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And maybe that touchdown on the previous drive has re-energized this offense a little bit. They've been kind of sluggish until then, but they're showing signs of life here, and they get good yardage that time and a first down.
Now Ritter. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Ritter. Complete. Jefferson the target. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. To the air again, it's Ritter. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They give him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And a pretty slick return there. Almost got it to the 45. Officially, they'll call him down at the 44. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Now a first down throw. Goff. And his throw is incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
That's into the hands of Khalif Raymond. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. That pass caught. It's Williams. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From the red zone now, Goff. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
2nd and 10. We're all knotted up at 10, but it appears that may change soon. Only question is, will they have to settle for 3?
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And one of the linebackers has got it.
Taking it right down Broadway. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that in a great play for that defensive unit.
Coup now for the point after.
He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock.
Williams brings it in. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. The Packers showed flashes this year, but ultimately they were doomed by too many mistakes, though a victory there will end their season at 8-9. Meanwhile, nothing settled in our wild card game. It's a tight one as we get ready for the third quarter. Standing by to take you the rest of the way, let's get it back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
All right, let's just walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis.
This is Knight. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 47 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Gone. Throw left side complete. That's Knight. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Knight. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because
pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
And credit that sack to D'Angelo Malone.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Ritter and the Falcons now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 12-yard line.
Gives it to Algier to start things off.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
And in a situation like this, you're in the second half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up the 1st down.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
On 2nd, here's Algier.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for a 1st down for the Falcons.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So 1st down, and they'll stick with Algier. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Algier.
Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd down now.
Off the play fake, it's Ritter. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football to places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
Ritter throwing on 3rd down. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that can all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Lions offense set to take over. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 2.
They'll keep it on the ground. Knight, just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
I bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Fielded at about the 28. It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give him a good 10 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Atlanta regains possession of the football.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Now Ritter.
His throw is going to be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield of man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Ritter, a throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just lob one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And Detroit back in possession of the football.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. On 2nd down now, it's Knight.
And this will wind up a Lions 1st down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
On 1st down, it's gone.
Well, that's brought in by Knight.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a give right side. It's Knight. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. One quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. Now Goff. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 58 yards. And the Lions have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Badgley on for the extra point. It's up and good, and the lead's now down to 3 at 20-17. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions.
From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And right now, they're just looking for a little more cushion, trying to make this a 2-score game. Points here would go a long way, obviously, to propelling them into the next round.
And this is where the head coach, offensive coordinator, they've had to set a tone all year long about what they do on offense. So most teams want to stay in attack mode, but you have to do it with some bit of caution, don't you? Because you can't come away with no points. You need these points here in order to feel a lot better about where they are in this game.
But this time of the year, playoffs, game of this magnitude, this is what we hope for.
Yeah, it's exactly what we hope for. You want to run your offense cautiously, but not so cautiously that you just give it up.
The Falcons on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Pressure, he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Back to throw, Goff.
Open man is Raymond, he's got it.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. From the 50, it's Goff.
He's got right on the short throw.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Oh, a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Here's Goff. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
On 2nd down, it's Knight looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 10.
They'll keep it on the ground. Knight, and they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Badgley able to knock this one through. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Falcons ready to take over. And it's all on the line now, all even in this wild card matchup. Maybe their most important drive of the season
coming up right now here, 1st and 10. Starting the drive with Algier. Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early.
Ball start. Offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
Here's Algier again on 2nd down. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense. He's been a load for them to handle defensively, I know that much.
But look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little bit because not only is he catching them, he's picking up good yardage, keeping the chains moving, ball control, you name it. This big guy, what did you say? He's been a load for them to handle?
That's right.
Agreed.
7 catches, as you said, over 100 yards. From the gun, here's Goff. He sets to fire deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That would have been a nice one to hit on in a tie game. You start to think that one big play, maybe the next big play, could turn out to be the game winner. They took the big shot, but it winds up incomplete.
And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On 1st down, it's Knight. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Throwing on 3rd, Goff. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call him for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready. At their own 20-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, and on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Ritter cannot escape, and they bring him down. Levi Onwuzurike in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Ritter able to find Patterson. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. This is 1st and 10. Here's Ritter. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Very sharp here to start this drive, 3 for 3.
Yeah, I like the way he's running this 2-minute drill. Very sharp, very precise in throwing the football.
Algier now up the middle. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts.
Algier.
And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown.
Tyler Algier, his second touchdown of the night. And the Falcons have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40. So here's Goff and the Lions. Down 27-20, a minute 8 to go. They need a touchdown here to try to force overtime, but they've got the support of this playoff record crowd. 1st and 10. Now an injured player here, so a stoppage, and that's Jamison Williams who's shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. But just over a minute to go in the football game. 2nd and 10. Goff.
And it's complete to Mitchell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now Goff. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And this one is incomplete.
They were maybe hoping for a little bit of a back shoulder fade there. And that's a play that's been in vogue the last few years in all aspects of football. But they couldn't get the hook up there.
Goff now to throw.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Now it's Goff.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
One last throw here for Goff. And it's caught. It's a touchdown with zeros on the clock. And an extra point will send us to OT.
Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down 1 is tempted to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans, though, holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, but they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
A Plenty of chills and thrills in this one, and more to come here as overtime will decide who moves on to the divisional round. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Well, CD, certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for this change before, and they finally got it after the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs. Patrick Mahomes and KC, they score first. Game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football, and people hated that. Now if the game reaches OT, every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, if you win the toss and you take the ball, reach the end zone and score, and put as much pressure on your opponent as possible to try and win a game in OT in the playoffs.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. Man, 216 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. On first down, Ritter. Incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Algier going straight ahead.
And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd and short, Ritter. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Koo knocks this one through the post,
and they have regained the lead. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Detroit's offense ready to take over. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. The Goff's throw going into the hands of Williams.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
A field goal on this drive would extend the game. A touchdown, of course, would win it. It's 1st and 10.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. He finds his man. Complete. That's Knight. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
They'll need at least a field goal here to keep their Super Bowl dreams alive, and they'll need to do it by the end of the period as they work here on 2nd down.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They wanted to avoid the dreaded 4th down and having to get a conversion or it being the final play. They picked it up, though, on 3rd.
I love how you described that because we've been in those situations and seen it. If you get to 4th down, especially in overtime, things get a little shakier, don't they? The hands get shaky, right? The throw, if you're going to throw the ball, being able to run it, all of that coming down to one big play. Very nice of them and nice for them to pick it up on 3rd.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Most of the damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Now a first down throw. Goff.
Throw caught by Raymond.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
From the 23, here's second down and a yard.
They'll try the left side. It's Knight. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
117 yards rushing now as he's done it on 22 carries.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal.
Playoff lives on the line. Second and goal.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. Over the middle, complete. That's Mitchell. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Now this is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing third and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on fourth and goal.
This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to keep the game alive. Badgley able to punch this one through. And we are tied once again here in the overtime session. Both teams swapping field goals on their respective first drives of overtime. So now, you know the drill. It's on to old school sudden death.
Yeah, it sounds exciting, doesn't it? Can I be a little bit of Dennis Downer here, though? That drive, able to go that far, yet they had to kick the field goal to keep playing. You would have thought maybe could they punch it in and go ahead and end it?
We get more free football.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Come on.
I'm back upbeat again. Forget the Downer stuff.
First down, and they'll start with Algier.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Algier with another carry.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down.
Ritter wants to throw it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
1 or 2 more big plays could get him in position for a game-winning field goal. Here's first and 10 now. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. Second and 9.
Patterson running between the tackles.
And it's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. Second down.
Second down and 4. Now Ritter. The throw right side here going to be incomplete.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. Third and 4.
Ritter.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on third down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
Ritter looking to throw here on fourth. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. One overtime. How about two? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that second overtime in just a moment.
Well, welcome back to this wild card contest. The second OT ready to begin here shortly. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. On second down now, it's Knight.
And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback on the expected passing.
It's caught inside the 25. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A first down and then some, 36 yards.
Just straight money right there. The biggest drive of the game, a chance to win it in overtime. If they've been saving that play, they sure pulled it out at the right time. A huge turn of events there.
So everything hanging in the balance, resting on the right foot of Michael Badgley. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This to advance to the divisional round. And he got it. The kick is good. And they have won it here in double overtime.
The Lions stay alive as we say thanks for watching and so long.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.